All recording.
Okay, you guys, I am so excited to be here with Dakota. I, first and foremost, Dakota, thank you for taking the time to be here. I want to give a little why I'm obsessed with Dakota. I started following her on Instagram. I personally learn very different. I think it takes me a minute to really be able to retain, especially acne being such a complex skin condition. I've taken many acne courses. I love them all. They've all been very useful. But I really love Dakota's upbeat. I love how she talks quick and she's like, let's get to the point, let's get to the point. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm falling asleep over here.
Yeah.
And just I call her acne fairy. She has two communities. She has a free community and a paid community. Um, Dakota, I'm obsessed with you. You have gotten me so busy in the treatment room. I sweat sometimes because I'm so scared to see what I'm going to come into, which is an answered prayer. So thank you so much, Dakota. Dakota, do you want to do a little intro? How long you've been in the industry? How did you get here? What do we do now? All beautiful things, Dakota.
Absolutely. So my name is Dakota Tyreen. My middle name is actually Tyrene. People ask me that a lot. My last name is Blinn. I'm married to Brandon Blinn. We own a gym together called Blinnergy because we're big on energy. Our last name is Blinn. It rhymes. And we also have tons of small business owners kind of operating together synergistically. So it's like a play on words. I've been an esthetician officially since 2015, but I started in 2013 as a front desk person. And I always say I learned more as a front desk person than I did
Figured
in
it out.
school. Because, oh, sorry, I'm skipping through my slides. Let me go back.
I don't think it's showing just yet. Are you
Oh,
showing it?
perfect. Okay. How do I do that? But I've been an esthetician for like 13 years if you include my front desk experience. And I loved working at a med spa. I loved it so much. And one of the most like traumatizing experiences I've ever had was having to leave that job. I had a mentor named Magdalena Witwicky, and she actually went to school with like the Dr. Fulton, like they went to school together. So I didn't really understand like how amazing my mentor was until recently. But she taught me everything I know. She made me read the Dr. Fulton book like front to back. She would test me on it. She was the kind of mentor that would be like in the treatment room, like leaning over your shoulder, watching everything that you do and giving you really intense feedback. And she was in her 60s when I started there, and I was there for 6 years. So towards the end of my time at that med spa, she sold her business to these like rich clients that I had a relationship with because I was their esthetician. And it was okay in the beginning. I think we were all excited to have like wealthy people buy the business because Magdalena's business was like a small business, and we thought they were going to make it into like, something amazing, or like what do you call that, a chain link business or something, or like expand. But they actually just had so little education about what estheticians actually need that they weren't a great fit for the business. And they had a team of like 12 people all walk out on them, me being one of them, as well as the medical director. And she is still my medical director. So I'm very grateful for like the relationships that I built in that part of my career. But it was really difficult for me to like get my feet on the ground because I was so safe and cushy in that business. And the way that I left was kind of like unexpected. Like they paid for me. I have a video on this on my Instagram, by the way, and it's in my welcome video that you can watch for free on school, like the whole story. But they paid for my master aesthetics program, which in Washington State is like 400 hours, I think, or 600 maybe. And it's like 6 grand, the program that I did. And they said that they were going to pay for it. And then once I was done, they asked me to pay them back. And I was shocked by this because I was like their most profitable esthetician. And that's what kind of led me to quitting my job. But at that time, I was so booked and busy that this was like mortifying to me. So I always say like I never chose to be an entrepreneur, a business owner. I was genuinely like pushed into it. But it kind of lit a fire underneath my ass and made me want to prove to them that I could do it without them. They no longer own the business. They definitely exited the medical aesthetics industry. I really do think that you need to have some experience as an esthetician to be an appropriate owner of a med spa. And I could talk about this all day long, but I ended up opening my own business in like a bedroom of the house that I was living in. This was years ago, and I moved my spa at least 10 times now. And I hope this is one of my final locations, but one day I do hope to like build my own spa and have like a standalone. But I'm currently connected to a powerlifting gym. After like a few years of being with my husband, he finally talked me into combining our businesses into one. I liked the idea of it, but med spa and powerlifting gym, very different energies, you know? So I wasn't really sure like how that was going to mix together, but it's ended up being a beautiful thing. Like clients in our facility can work out, they can shower, do red light therapy, they can get a full body massage and a facial, lash extensions. And my hairstylist is actually moving into, this is going to be the door to her room. So I've kind of like created like a whole community of like how you can customize your avatar and get buff and like get a facial and clear your skin, get lash extensions, get a facial massage. So it's very much like wellness and health, like all synergistically blended together. And that's just a little bit about me. So we're going to talk. Should I start now? Okay.
Yes, let's go for
Okay.
it.
All right, perfect. So basically, we're going to talk today about how to get clients to stop ghosting you. And I do want to share my screen. Honestly, the slideshow just helps me stay on task so I don't finish it in 5 minutes because I do tend to talk really fast, which is very effective on social media, by the way, because it keeps people interested. How the fuck do I do this? You guys can't see it, right?
I'm watching you. No, not yet. There we go. Dakota.
There was an option for me to share my screen, but now I don't see it.
It's at the very bottom. Did your screen get smaller? Make host. Yep, your co-host.
Share.
If you hover at the bottom, it would say click on, let's see. If you click kind of the center, then you'll see share.
Apparently I blocked it, so let me open it. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. Okay, I approved it. Is it sharing now?
No. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Perfection. You got it. You got it.
All right, cool. Okay, so this is how to get clients to stop ghosting you. And that is my Instagram and my TikTok name at Dakota Tyreen. Okay, so let's talk about this very common experience that a lot of estheticians have where you have a client that books with you. They seem really excited in the beginning. Maybe they buy products, they book a couple treatments out, they seem like they trust you, and then they completely disappear. And I also think that this situation is really common with new estheticians because you don't have a relationship with your clients and have because they're new clients. So you don't have that ability to kind of ask them real questions about why they aren't enjoying the treatment, what problems they're having, like that dialogue doesn't exist yet. And hopefully you build it over time, but it can be really complicated to figure out why clients quit in the beginning if it seems like you did everything you were supposed to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to build that relationship up fast, even with new clients. I personally don't think clients quit because they are impatient. I think that's a really common thing that estheticians think. I think they quit because we accidentally make them feel like they're failing. And that's what we're going to unpack today in this presentation, kind of like client mindset. And I have a lot of analogies and things I can relate it to help you understand what I'm talking about. But we're going to talk about some hard truths today. So the biggest misconception in this whole concept is I think most estheticians tell themselves that clients don't stick around because they don't want results bad enough. This is like a really common thing that service providers do as well as personal trainers is we kind of get frustrated when our clients aren't as passionate about our craft as we are. And that's something that you can kind of unintentionally transfer onto your clients. So it's something you need to keep like with internally checking yourself on. Most clients aren't signing up for an esthetician because they want to be an esthetician. It's because you have something that they want to purchase from you. So we're going to unpack that. So the reality is people don't quit because results take time. If that's explained properly to them, that's actually something that we can overcome as service providers, because skincare treatments can take a really long time to actually get to the results. So we have to figure out how to build relationships with our clients before the results happen. The main reason people quit is because they stop believing that they're succeeding. And mindset is everything. And something I've learned is that sometimes mindset and your client's experience should almost be prioritized over the facial itself. So it's very much like how you communicate with your clients and the experience they're having with you in the treatment room becomes priority over their acne results, over the results that you're hoping to gain. So let's talk about human psychology. So this is where I talk about analogies a lot. I use the gym a lot because I'm a gym girl. I co-own a gym and it just comes to mind because it's such an easy analogy to give people. But everybody fucking hates the gym when they first join, right? Because it just feels like work, and sometimes you don't feel fit, or you don't feel like you fit into the gym, you don't feel strong. But some things that do start immediately when you start working out, or even just join the gym, because I can show you the statistics of how many people sign up for a gym, and the amount of people that actually go is very different. And I think even people saying that they signed up for a gym can be very like positive impact on their brain. And all of this comes before they even become fit. It's the same thing with skincare and acne treatments. Results are slow, but mindset and confidence immediately improves the second that they sign up, even before they actually start working out. Also, just like the community aspect of being surrounded by people who are also trying to change their life and change their body can really improve your confidence and make you feel hopeful, even though you don't feel strong yet. So, to my third point, you might not feel strong, but you do feel super proud of yourself. And that's super important. And that's like the human psychology that we need to be like honing in on with our clients. Do you feel like someone doing healthy things? Yes. That feeling keeps people showing up. Skin works exactly the same way. And this is something people tell me all the time, is that I have wonderful energy. They love coming into my room because of the energy that I bring to them. That is a completely separate concept than the results that I'm giving them. There are tons of estheticians that know how to do protocols and clear skin. You really have to go outside of the protocol to give your clients a reason to keep seeing you. So skin works exactly the same way as this concept. So confidence and success are completely different things. Confidence is also very different than the way that you look. And this is a speech that I give to my clients constantly. I learned about this in this book called Beautifully You, where it talks about how feeling confident and feeling good about the way that you look are actually separate concepts. But in this day and age, people have unintentionally combine these things to be the same thing. So feeling confident like in the way that your makeup looks is very different than feeling confident in yourself. There's a vanity aspect to it, and then there's literal confidence, which is just something that can exist inside of you all of the time, even if you don't feel like you look good. And this relates into like what we do as acne providers. And I am an acne specialist. I think I forgot to say that. I treat all skin types, but I do think it's important to niche down to one specific thing that you really want to have like more treatments than others. You want something to outweigh the other treatments. I like to focus on acne. So clients typically say, I'm going to feel more confident once my skin clears up. But actually, confidence can start much sooner. And I have really learned to connect with my clients about their mindset and the way that they feel about themselves so that we can become confident without even having clear skin. Some examples of this include like wearing less makeup. I love when my clients tell me, oh, I skipped my makeup today because my skincare is so expensive and it makes my skin look amazing. And I felt comfortable just doing that. Another example would be like picking less, looking in the mirror less. I had a client the other day that told me she doesn't care. She has a pimple patch on in public because it makes her feel like she's working on her skin. And that's, again, a feeling, not a result. Feeling hopeful, sleeping better, feeling understood, and most importantly, just having a place to put your skin stress so that you can enjoy life more. This is also a speech that I give my clients all the time is I am now your skin journal. Okay. So when you're tripping about your skin, you give that to me. I give you the solution and then you move on with your life. You are more than your skin. We don't need to base our entire day around the way that we feel about our skin. That's a separate concept that you're paying someone to fix for you so that you can lead with confidence in your life. And I think I already said this, but you just want to teach your clients to separate the concept of confidence from the way that their skin actually looks, because they are separate things. You can love yourself while having acne. You can love the way that you look, even though you don't, you can love yourself even though you don't love the way that you look. Okay, so let's talk about what happens after treatment one, because I feel like this is like the honeymoon phase with your clients. Like they're so pumped to sign up with you. Maybe they've been watching you on social media and they're excited to meet you. And even just clicking book facial makes them feel like, okay, I'm committing to something. I'm working on my skin. I'm going to feel better about this. I'm going to fix this problem going on in my life. And it skyrockets their dopamine and they're so excited to see you at the first treatment. So we have to keep them in the happy phase by focusing on client psychology instead of only focusing on the result. Something I said in the Confident Esthetician is if your only like win moment with your client is when they actually achieve success, you're going to be waiting a very long time to have a little celebration with your client, because that could take 3 treatments. It could also take 3 months. I had one client that took 8 months to clear because her lifestyle was really challenging. So I want everyone to really take the time to think through your client's internal dialogue when they're having a treatment with you, when they're signing up for an esthetician, when they sign up to commit to their skin. They leave excited to commit, right? But then day 2 happens, and this could result in purging, redness, inflammation. They feel sunburned. Maybe their acne has dark marks. If they're a darker skin client, you pop something, it's going to get dark and then lighten over time. Chemical peels obviously speed up that process, but your clients are looking in the mirror, and they're looking in the mirror a lot. So this is something that we need to really be thinking about when our clients leave after the first treatment. And then day 5 comes and your skin might look even worse. I'm not saying this is an experience for all clients, but it's important to always prep your client for the worst case scenario so there are no surprises. And something we need to ask ourselves is, are they prepared for these things to happen? Did you set your client up for success? Do they have instructions on what to do when they're not feeling good about their skin, or when they're experiencing purging or any kind of like downtime from their treatments? What is your game plan for them when that happens? I personally offer complimentary spot treatments if you book out every month with me. And honestly, my clients don't even use it that much, but it's a nice safety net. And I love telling my clients, like, and it also reduces my text messages a lot. So they can just book the appointment or text me and say, hey, I had one pimple pop up after the facial treatment. Do you have time to fix it for me? And I just have them come back in, give them a little speech about the process and how all of this is totally normal. And it just builds that client relationship. Again, reduces my text messages, which is always the goal because I get too many of them. But just thinking about how to set your client up for success, this could look a million different ways, but it's almost like when you get a job and you sign like your intake form or your job agreement. If your boss doesn't set you up and like explain to you how to leave your job, then you have the freedom to leave your job in whatever way you feel fit, right? So it's the same with our clients. Like we have to set them up to make good choices that are aligned with like what we want for them, instead of just letting them fill in the blanks. So my safety net when my clients aren't feeling good is to send me a picture, text me, book a spot treatment, reach out to me, connect with me so that I can educate them and support them through low moments of the process. Silence creates doubt. So if you do not explain what is happening, and I feel like this is going to trigger me and everyone watching, but if you don't explain what's happening with your client, their family will. TikTok will, Google will, ChatGPT will. Me and ChatGPT are fighting when it comes to my clients. Facebook groups, free esthetician groups, free information online, their coworker, someone is going to explain their skin to them. Make sure it's you. Make sure that they feel comfortable and that you're building that relationship, you're building that trust with your client so they feel comfortable reaching out to you. You don't want your client to feel like, oh, I don't want to tell my client, my esthetician, that I'm not feeling good about my skin because I don't want to upset her. We have to address that at the first appointment so that they know that that's it. We don't take that as a personal failure because it's a normal part of the process. Clients are not buying treatments, okay? And let me explain. They're buying solutions. They're buying certainty. They're buying community with you, a support system. They don't know what glycolic acid is. And honestly, I do have some clients who do know what glycolic acid is, but that's besides the point. They don't know inflammation. They don't know microcomedones. They just want to know, am I going to be okay? Is this fixable? Can you solve my problem? Clients are buying solutions. They are not buying education and they're not buying information. That's kind of you going above and beyond. And I do educate my clients. I do provide clarity and education, and I want them to understand the process. But typically, that's not how clients are thinking. They're literally signing up to buy a solution from you. If they want to become estheticians, then they can go to school. But currently, they're your client, so you have to treat them as such. And this is a common one that's written in all of our Milady books, but I think it's easy to forget. You want to set realistic expectations before the problems happen. A great way to do this is, for example, I know a lot of estheticians tell their clients like, hey, your acne is most likely going to get worse before it gets better. Don't panic. That's a normal part of the process. That's how we set realistic expectations and prepare clients for the worst case scenario so that they don't have any shock or surprise during the process. But I do want to say, instead of saying you might purge, you would say, I actually hope to see some of this congestion surface. Do you see how I kind of like change that sentence into this is what I plan to see in your skin. I actually hope it happens like this. This is the process of your skin getting more healthy. We don't want to just have like a surface level solution. We want your skin to be clear from deep within and physically on the outside. So you want to explain that process to your clients before it happens so that you build that relationship and they're not shocked by it. This is how you make a positive impact on their perspective of the process. Purging is not a negative thing. It is a part of the process. And there are ways to reduce purging with your clients, which I talk about a lot in my paid community. And a lot of this information is very easy, much more easier to understand when you can actually apply it to real life client situations, which is what I do in my paid community. My estheticians really like literally send me pictures of their clients and they're like, how do I explain this to my customer? And I give them straightforward advice in real time. And I'm obsessed with doing this. It's so much fun for me. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oops. So you want to give your clients permission to struggle. And I want you to almost expect them to forget their routines. Obviously, we're all hoping for 100% client compliancy and for people to do what we're asking them to do. But to shame someone for not sticking exactly to the protocol is a great way to get ghosted. So I want you to just kind of expect and anticipate them to sometimes pick at their skin, expect setbacks, and normalize the imperfections in the process, because this will dramatically increase your compliance. If you set the expectation of like, hey, I don't judge you for picking your skin. I'm literally a professional pimple popper. I understand that like deep need to just get everything out of your skin. And I want you to just be honest with me about the amount of picking that you're doing so that I can help you with the coaching and of how to minimize that. That feels so much better than clients coming in and lying to you about whether or not they've done the process, they've done their routines, or whether or not they picked, because you're making it a safe, comfortable space for them to just be honest with you. I have full-blown alcoholics that see me for facial treatments or that train at the gym. And it's not my job to repeatedly tell them that their excessive alcohol intake is making the whole program not work. It's just to be one part of their solution. And I've even had clients come in with like last night's makeup on because they know that I would never judge them. And I also laugh so much when people say, oh, I'm sorry, I came in with makeup on. I'm like, I don't give a shit that you have makeup on. I literally wash faces for a living. You can come in exactly how you are. I am a service provider, a caretaker. You don't have to be this like perfect representation of health and wellness to be accepted by me. I accept all people. It's about inclusivity and building community and meeting people where they are at, not judging them or pushing your beauty expectations onto other people. Unless they like that kind of thing, because I do have clients who do like that. And it's, again, about meeting them where they're at. So I want to talk about micro wins. So this is how to kind of keep your clients in a positive headspace before they've actually achieved their skin goals. So examples of this would be like, oh, wow, you have had a major reduction in redness today. And I've even gotten mirrors out and had my clients look in a mirror while I'm doing their facial and be like, do you see this over here? Like this wasn't there last time. This is getting so much better. Like literally walking them through every single thing that you as an esthetician see on their skin, and also using digestive digestible language. Okay, we don't need to say epidermis to our clients. We can just say, oh, the top layer of your skin is looking so glowy and so bomb. Or another micro win is like when you're doing a mandelic acid peel. I do mandelic acid peels by Skin Therapeutics. So it's like denatured alcohol followed by the acid. And in the beginning, if I have like really dehydrated clients, these chemical peels can take forever to penetrate into their skin. So another micro win would be like, oh, your skin is drinking this up. That means that your barrier is happier. It's accepting things faster. That layer of dehydrated keratinocytes has actually dissolved so that we can have a more like effective facial treatment. That's a micro win. Pigmentation changing or slowly fading, even pigmentation coming to the surface can be a micro win, and something that I really intentionally prep my clients for so they don't think that I'm making their skin worse. Especially with like microneedling, it brings the pigmentation to the surface. It's going to look worse and then it dissipates. If your client doesn't know that, they're going to like yelp you and be like, look what this esthetician did to my face, you know? So you got to prep them for the worst, lead with education, and walk them through the process. Less pain is another one, especially with cystic acne clients. Most cystic acne clients that I see don't give a shit about their barrier in the beginning. All they want is a reduction in inflammation. So that is what I focus on. Healing faster is another micro win. Improved confidence, learning how to separate the way that their skin looks from the way that they feel about themselves. Fewer new breakouts, more understanding of the process, more understanding of how their lifestyle is connected to their skin and how they can support themselves by sleeping more, eating more, moving more. And I want you to ask yourself as an esthetician, when was the last time that you pointed one of these out to your clients? When was the last time you had a conversation that goes beyond the skin protocol and beyond the actual treatment? Okay, so let's talk about how we accidentally train our clients to fail, especially in 2026 where everything is online. Most estheticians photograph and share two moments, the before and the after. And gyms are guilty of this as well. Most gyms, most estheticians are not going to share that in-between moment because it's not photograph worthy. But really educating your clients on the in-between process is so important to keep them invested in the process. So clients are going to think I'm either cured or I failed because we only show these two moments. There is no in between, and purging is typically not showed on Instagram. I feel like we're seeing a slight improvement in that, a slight change in that. I just coached an esthetician yesterday on how to appropriately explain the skin process because she had this really cool photograph where it was like her client, the way that he looked when he came in, the way that he looked when he was purging, and the way that he looked after the treatment started working. And she was so nervous to put this on social media. And I'm like, no, this is gold. Like, this is realistic expectations. This is what clients really need to see so that they know what they're signing up for. So you want to set the goals early. So instead of asking, is the acne getting better? We're going to ask, how often are you picking? How good do you feel? How inflamed do you feel? Is your makeup applying better? Are you healing faster? How consistent have you been with the routine? How much time do you spend throughout the day actually thinking about your skin? Because most of the time, these questions are going to have answers that are directly related to what you're doing for them. So something that I try to teach my clients is you're allowed to panic about your skin 1 hour of the month, and it's in the treatment room. And any other moment that you're panicking, book a spot treatment, text me, send me a picture, reach out to your support system and the person you're paying for to help you through this process. Do not suffer in silence. Like, this is an ongoing treatment that is not only focused on your skin, but also your mindset and the way that you feel about yourself. It's all interconnected. So the first appointment, your goal isn't even to treat the acne. It's to create belief and to create hope in your clients. The facial is almost secondary. You want to sell hope to your client, clarity, a plan, partnership, consistency, a solution. That's what we do as small business owners, is we sell solutions to problems that people are having. And that's why niching down is really important, because the more specific you can get at solving a problem, the better you're going to get at creating the appropriate audience for you that actually wants to buy what you are selling. So another really important concept is language. And people tell me all the time that I'm really well spoken. That was a skill that I learned. I was raised in Memphis. When I'm not at work, I love saying the F word. I love saying y'all. My parents are shit kicking motherfuckers from the country, and that's kind of how I am in like my natural state. But I've had to learn how to not change myself, but like, uh, I don't know, raise like my language to something that's more digestible for other people. And this is just a skill that you can learn. So instead of saying like you've been inconsistent, because this is something that I'm sure estheticians are saying to their clients, like, oh, you're not getting results because you're not doing your routine. That is provoking shame in your client. While it might be true, it does not help you create a good relationship with your client. And that's something that you can talk about to other estheticians in a free community group. Join my free community. It's not something that you need to be expressing to your clients. That's like blaming the client, and that's not what they're paying you for. So instead of half the solution to your skin is your responsibility, aka the routine, you would say, what made it hard for you this week? You would say, what was happening emotionally this week? Or ask them, how much are you eating, moving, sleeping? You want to remove shame and increase honesty. The more honest with the clients are being with you as a provider, the better you're going to be equipped to actually help them with their problems, instead of creating this environment where your clients don't want to be honest with you because they feel like you're going to judge them. I'm also obviously a very non-judgmental person, always have been. And my clients feel that when they step into my treatment room. Like, there's no way that you as my client are weirder than me. Okay. I'm hella weird. So that's something that I really value in my treatment room. So my clients can just be honest with me. I went through like a whole month one time where clients were coming in and telling me that they were embarrassed to tell me that they're using Cetaphil as like a cleanser. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm happy that you're washing your face. I don't judge drugstore. I don't judge clients who don't want to spend $60 on a cleanser. This is a safe place where we're focusing on teaching people wellness and better self-care habits, and that can look different for everyone. Obviously, as a skincare junkie, I prefer my $64 cleanser, but I'm not judging other people for not being as passionate about skincare as I am. That's my job. So you really want to just work on removing shame so you can increase honesty in your treatment room. This will help you be a better provider, and it improves your client retention and the way that your clients see you. Oh, I finished that really fast. Okay, so join my free aesthetics community. It's school.com/the confident esthetician. When you join, please make sure that you have like a profile picture and you answer some of the questions that it prompts you, because I'm really working hard to only have active licensed esthetician in this group. I love the Facebook communities, but I think that they need more management so that we're having like high level conversations instead of clients entering the conversation and posting their bad results and things like that. Like, I really want to keep it at like a standard of estheticians. So I need to be able to tell that you're an esthetician. And then again, that's my Instagram handle, Dakota Tyreen. And I still have 20 minutes left. So if you guys have questions or anything like that, I'm happy to answer them.
I'm like, I think I do a good job of managing.
Oh yeah, you do. Yes, I love your Facebook community. This was not to talk shit about Facebook communities. I just want more communities that have managers in it. So you're doing a good job at that.
Thank you. I actually decline more people than I let in.
Yeah, good. You should. I declined a man yesterday who had like his whole name on it, but he was clearly just entering the group to try to like sell something. So he got denied.
Yeah, I'm like, yes. Anyways.
Okay. And do you feel like this presentation was helpful?
Obsessed with this presentation. You guys, I would love to hear takeaways, ask questions. Same, I have a group and review every member. Yes. So I would also say, I promise you guys, please ask questions. If there's something you're struggling with, Dakota, I would say you're my mentor.
Yeah.
Has truly, truly helped me. Please ask questions like right now.
Mentorship has been something that has been like actually unavoidable for me. And I could do a whole podcast on how important it is to be compensated for the things that you're passionate about. I do free webinars often. And I have a free community. But when it comes to like working with people one-on-one, whether it's like clients or other estheticians, if you're not being properly compensated, this is also a speech about why you should raise your prices if you're overbooked. But if you're not being properly compensated for like the work that you're doing, no matter how passionate you are about it, that's a great way to experience burnout or literally just get like your life force like drained. So it's really important to like have appropriate pricing for the things that you're offering and to increase those prices as you get more popular so that you can like preserve your energy and be compensated for the work that you're doing.
So there is a question. Do you find it more effective when they purchase an acne package up front?
I actually, and I feel like my answer is not Bible. Okay. Everybody has different perspectives of this, but I hate selling packages. I hate it. I've tried to do it 3 different times. And I personally just found that I was having less client compliancy. But the clients that I do sell packages to, I create special packages for my committed clients and then I book them out and I tell them, like, I give them a little bit of a speech about how important it is to like stick with their treatment and not to move it around too much because I was finding that when you buy packages, people were like taking too long to use up the package. So just make sure that you have like appropriate boundaries and like rules with your packages. But personally, I find it like the most effective way to sell stuff in your business is just to have incredible marketing.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you tried memberships?
Yes, I've tried memberships and I found it was complicated with like a job that requires upselling, but I would love to hear your perspective of it.
I am obsessed with memberships. I personally use a lot. I use your verbiage to the T. I say the more you communicate with me, I do the spot treating in the middle. Memberships are gold because then I have a 3 month commitment, but then also I hate dealing with people who, especially acne clients who are not committed. It's the most frustrating thing in the world for me because I put so much of my heart into it where I'm like, if you're not going to be compliant, fine. So it's easier for me to be like, okay, we're done. And vice versa. Okay, we're done.
Yeah. So do they pay the same every month no matter what they get?
So yeah, because they're only coming, so I use Wish, so they're only coming in for a Wish, so they get 10% off a full Wish treatment, and then they're coming in for like a chemical and spot treatment, and then I do in between. So I think they're paying me like 245, 250 a month, and they pay me up front for their two treatments a month, but I do give them in between care. Not everybody uses it, but especially in the beginning when there's like a lot of purging.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a really good idea. I feel like it would work for my business if they were getting the same treatment every month, but that's personally not how my business works. Like my clients are always getting either a regular facial, a maintenance chemical peel, diamond glow, or microneedling. So those are just like such huge different price
Yeah.
points. So I haven't really like, but
So
if it was like for teenagers or someone that was getting consistently the same treatment, I would love to do that. And
so
that's
for like
also one of the main ways that we make money as like mentors and gym owners is monthly commitments. And if I ever went virtual, like more, I do some virtual clients, but I think school would be an incredible platform for virtual clients because it puts them on like a monthly uh, payment plan and you could upload content to teach them how to treat their skin virtually. I want to do this really bad. I just don't have the space for it right now.
I also say though, so if a client's coming in for the 240 and then they come in for like my spicular treatment, I give them a $30 off of the like the full price, which is 375 or something. I'll give them $30
Oh,
off and then I upsell and then they get $30 off of that. So they end up paying, I don't know, like $75 for the upper treatment, which they're
oh,
okay with.
that's actually a really good idea.
So we have one question, sorry.
Okay.
What's the best way to encourage a client to do their nighttime routine when they're feeling burnt out and don't have the energy? I've tried doing the self-care aspect, but hasn't been as encouraged.
Yeah, I actually just got a client the other day who is on the spectrum and she has a sensory issue with water. This was like the ultimate challenge as an esthetician because she literally doesn't want to wash her face. I know you're just talking about nighttime routine, but with clients who are like not compliant, I genuinely just think that it would go back to like the mindset thing. And there are tricks to this. Like I have the person that I'm talking about, I encouraged her to put micellar water next to her bed and to wipe her face down with micellar water because obviously that's better than nothing, although it is not my favorite recommendation to make. But that's another aspect of just meeting your clients where they're at and getting her more excited about self-care. And she actually messaged me yesterday and was like, dude, I did my full like shower routine the way that you said to. Because she's neurodivergent, I suggested that she does instead of washing your face in the sink. Does anyone agree that sometimes it feels easier to take a shower than to wash your
Yes,
face?
I hate washing my
So
face in the sink.
Yeah, so I was telling her, I also showed her the wristband things because she doesn't like when the water drips down her hands. But I told her to focus on doing a longer shower routine with the lights off and like a candle lit, and to put like meditation music on and maybe like a red light if she has it, to address her neurodivergency and make it more of like almost like nervous system treatment, and then skincare is like extra. And she messaged me yesterday and was like, dude, I actually did my routine. Like, I've been showering more because I look forward to it and it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. But that's like part of what comes with being an experienced esthetician, is learning how to bend the way that you see things in a way that's more digestible for your clients. Because obviously I want her washing her face twice a day every day, but she's just not there yet. And I love neurodivergent people, so I want to be more inclusive and helpful in that aspect. But I think it would go into like mindset coaching and getting creative on what actually works for them. And I hope one day that she doesn't use micellar water, because I actually hate that process. But if that's what works best for her and it's helping her keep her skin more clear, I'm down.
May I please have the name of the book you mentioned, The Beauty Something?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I think
And
it's
Chelsea said, I love my business, but I need to focus now on better structure in my actual business. That's everybody, girl. Like at the very beginning, it's so hard to figure out your structure and you're constantly changing.
damn, I don't
What's
know.
the best? Oh, you the author of the book. Somebody asked for the book. Many of my clients have acne and hyperpigmentation, especially fits 5 and 6. How do you explain that helping the process so they don't panic when active acne improves more quickly than hyperpigmentation and to stay motivated through treatments?
Oh, okay. So if you're talking to a client, it's really important to keep the verbiage simple. So a good way to explain it is like, when you traumatize the skin, you trick it into rebuilding. That's what we do as estheticians. Pigmentation, as you treat it, it gets closer to the surface, which looks visibly worse to the client, but it's actually a positive aspect of the pigmentation getting more clear. And I always tell my fits darker clients to focus on, to message me when their pigmentation looks bad, because it's important to have pictures and evidence when it happens in the future. Be like, remember, we've been through this before. But usually it takes like 5 days for the pigmentation to start getting better. They're just always going to text you on the worst day. So I usually explain that process to them, and then I'll be like, text me again or reach out to me again in 3 days. And then by then they're like, yeah, my skin looks much better. Exactly what you said was going to happen is exactly what happened.
Brittany said, I love my now divergent clients because I am too.
Yeah, me too. I'm really neurodivergent. So I think, but yeah, you meet people at like all different levels of neurodivergency. So I've gotten really good at
Why do you hate micellar
that.
water?
I hate micellar water and makeup wipes because I just don't like, it doesn't clean the skin in the same way that like a cleanser and water does. But this goes back to my original point of like meeting your clients where they're at. Like for my alcoholic clients that I was talking about, for example, I would much prefer if they use micellar water or a makeup wipe, if as opposed to doing nothing and just like sleeping in their makeup. But I don't like the idea that micellar water replaces like actual cleansing, because I just don't believe that it does. But it's not like micellar water is, there's nothing wrong with micellar water. I just don't think it's a replacement to cleansing. Maybe I gave micellar water too much heat. Micellar water is fine. I just want to encourage clients to actually spend time massaging and washing their face. But if they're not there, micellar water would be my next option.
Okay, you guys, do you want to drop your community link in? Or actually, we can
Oh,
send it out
yeah.
via newsletter as well, whichever one you want.
Yeah, I'll post everything on the community page. The free one is school.com/the confident esthetician. Just a reminder, please make sure that you actually give evidence that you're an actual esthetician. And you can also book strategy calls with me on there if you're interested in the paid community and have more questions about what I do there. It's basically like an interview process to make sure that it's the right thing for you, that I'm the appropriate mentor for you, and to also just gain data, because I'm really interested in what the main pain points of other estheticians' businesses are. And I learned so much from like doing free phone calls with estheticians. So I really like doing them. But I've moved it to Calendly, which I'm so happy about. I use Vagaro for my booking system, and it's not very good for like phone call.
I love Calendly.
Yeah, me too. I saw you use it too. I do
Do
really
you
like
have it set up all the way?
I'm only in like the free portion of it. Is that what you mean? Yeah,
I'll
it's
show
set
you,
up all the way.
I'll show you screenshots because they're like you. I don't know. Show you too.
Oh yeah, send me screenshots. I've done like 3 meetings on it since I opened it, so I think so.
I love it.
What's your favorite light foundation? Oh, I use oh, shit, what is it? Oh, Charlotte Tilbury, the glow one, and I like rub it in like moisturizer. It's so pretty. I love that one.
How
So
much is the paid community? What is the info for that?
So I just raised the price of it because I am there's 60 members in it and I don't want it to get like too crazy. So it breaks down to like 250 a month, but I require a year commitment. I do have like over 90% retention rate in my paid community because people enjoy having the ongoing support. So long story short, it's 4,500 for 12 months of support. And you can also break it up into 2 payments if that's something that we need to do. And you get like 2 to 3 live Q&A sessions. I just did one this morning. I'm up very early on that app. When people pay me for something, I feel very, very obligated to provide and service the people who are paying me. So my mentorship community is like my main priority when I wake up. I like to get it done before noon and address all problems. I'm doing one-on-one communication. We do live Q&As that are structured exactly like this, where I kind of come ready with a presentation, then I open it up to the audience to ask questions. And you can bring like your social media questions, business questions. I did a presentation on medical directors, extractions, and it's full of like pre-made information on how I treat my clients with acne, which is what she was talking about in the beginning. But I'm really truly like an open book, you guys. I don't gatekeep anything. And I have my books in there that I read, and like it's everything. And people sometimes send me like their social media content just as like another source of, what do you think about this? Like, is this good? And I'll give little advice like, oh, you should cut it here, speed it up, or turn your closed captions on. And then they feel more confident posting their pictures. It's just like and I also have a mentor too that does the same stuff for me. Her name is, oh, I'm actually going to plug her because she's so good. Spell it SD Creamers. That's her Instagram. That's my social media strategist. She is so smart. She's only 25 and I love her. She's helped me a lot. She taught me everything I know about how to use SEO on my social media page. I've always been good at social media, but I didn't really understand how to go viral. And she taught me how to, and it's not even like going viral is the goal. It's really just having like the right audience. Having a lot of followers is one thing, but having like the correct followers is actually the goal. And she taught me how to grow my page in a way that everyone on my Instagram is someone who would actually be interested in the things that I'm selling. And she taught me that through keywords and like structuring your social media content to land in the correct eyes, like on the correct feed.
Where are you typing the info? I don't see it.
Uh,
Hold on. Can you speak on how you grew your clientele as a starting esthetician? I work for a mentor slash esthetician. She's wonderful, and I've had a license since 2023, but only really went full force starting last year. My mentor has leveled up my skills, but I'm still struggling and having full clientele retention and booking.
Okay, my honest answer to this is there's 2 reasons why estheticians don't get booked. And one of them is either you're not good at your job, which is almost never the reason, and the other one is marketing. So the main thing that you should be focusing on, even if you work for someone else, when you're a service provider, you really have to promote your own services. Also, if you're working for someone else, oh, you're just saying it's a mentor, so maybe you work for yourself, but it's marketing. So that would be like social media, your website. Do you have appropriate SEO on your website? How are you literally marketing your business? That's usually the main pain point of why you are not getting booked. And there could be like a multitude of other reasons, but usually it all dials into marketing. And that's why social media is such a great aspect of our jobs, because it's free marketing. So if you can learn the skill of social media, that is a great way to get booked. But when I first started out, I worked for another business and it was their job to book me. So they were on a really busy, like, walk-in salon in a really busy, bougie part of Washington called Kirkland, Washington, and they did a lot of the marketing for me. But the second that I left and I was cut off from their marketing services, I had to get really smart about how to learn how to do that. And I know that Maria is really into like Facebook ads. Facebook ads can also be like really effective. There's so many ways to market. You just need to figure out which ways are actually going to be sustainable for you. At first, social media was not sustainable for me, but then I learned how to make it sustainable. And now I teach other estheticians how to do the same thing. I was just typing the information like directly into the chat. Oh, it's going as a direct message. In your chat. Got it. Okay, hold on. Let me check it again. Estepreneurs. That's my social media strategist. And then my
so
free
badass.
community. What was that?
I said she's so badass. I just stumbled upon her on TikTok.
Yeah, and also testament to effective marketing because I am not famous on TikTok. Like I have 7,000 followers, which is like a good amount of followers. I'm not going to say that's not a good amount of followers, but it's not like my Instagram is pretty big. I have like 40,000 followers on there. But TikTok can be so effective even if your videos don't go viral because it's getting sent to the correct audience.
Yeah. And it's from your hook, which I learned from you.
Yes, yeah, I do teach how to structure videos in appropriate ways to actually reach the correct audience. So we talk a lot about like your hook, title, hashtags, captions, and how to make them work for you. And I just resent the information. I like private message someone I don't know. Sorry, y'all. First time on earth. I don't know.
Guys, this was the best ever. Dakota, you are a wealth of information. Thank you so much for creating this and sharing this. And
Absolutely.
thank you for taking the time in the community. This will get put up on YouTube and sent out via newsletter with anything else of Dakota's courses and tags, free and paid community. I'm a testament, you guys. Please join the community. I'm not just saying that, but I literally messaged her like a crazy person asking her to do this because if you guys got even a little bit of little nuggets, it's even more effective in the community that I'm obsessed with.
Yes, all of the information is good, but it's even better when you learn how to actually apply it in your real business. So that's what we're doing in the paid community. But if you're not ready to pay, the free community is free, will always be free. And I do upload content into it. And I'm
Yes.
uploading a video today. Maybe I'll put this one on it.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks
Let's
so much
continue
for
the
having me.
conversation back in the community, and Dakota post like a crazy person in there.
Okay, stunning. I will. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye,
Push.
guys.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.